Ladies and gentlemen, close your eyes for a moment and picture your life as a journey through a vast, ever-changing landscape. You stand at a crossroads. To your left is a smooth, well-trodden path, the path everyone else takes. To your right is a winding, uncertain trail that disappears into the mist. Somewhere in the distance, a destination awaits, though its shape is unclear. Every choice you make today will influence which path you take and what you will become. Life is filled with these moments of choice, from the trivial to the monumental. Should you speak up or stay silent? Should you take a risk or play it safe? Should you follow your passion or conform to expectations? These questions are not just abstract. They shape our character, our relationships, and our destiny. The art of making good decisions is not about luck. It is not about avoiding mistakes. It is about cultivating awareness, courage, wisdom, and empathy. It is about learning to pause amid the noise of life, to consider the ripple effects of our actions, and to make choices that align with our deepest values. Consider the choices of history's great figures. Rosa Parks, who refused to give up her bus seat and ignited a movement for civil rights. Thomas Edison, who faced thousands of failures yet refused to give up on the light bulb. Malala Yousafzai, who risked her life for the education of girls worldwide. Each of these decisions was grounded in something more than circumstance. They were guided by courage, values, and vision. Even in our everyday lives, each decision matters. The moment you choose kindness over anger, integrity over convenience, curiosity over fear, you are shaping your life and the lives of those around you. Today, I invite you to explore the art of making good decisions. We will look at the forces that influence us, the tools that empower us, and the principles that guide us. And we will see that, like any art, decision-making can be learned, practiced, and refined. By the end of this journey, I hope you will feel equipped not just to make choices, but to make choices that matter. Ladies and gentlemen, life is a journey paved with choices. Every day, from the moment we wake up, we are confronted with decisions. Some are so small that we barely notice them. What to eat, what to wear, what route to take. Others feel monumental, capable of shaping the course of our lives, which career to pursue, whether to commit to a relationship, when to take a risk, when to stay safe. Imagine standing at a crossroads in the middle of a forest. You cannot see far ahead. One path is bright, smooth, and easy. The other is dark, uneven, and uncertain. Each path will take you somewhere different, yet the choice is yours. That is the essence of decision-making, an invisible landscape where each choice carries consequences we cannot fully predict. As Peter Drucker once said, whenever you see a successful business, someone once made a courageous decision. Courage is at the heart of all meaningful choices. Today, we explore not just the mechanics of decision-making, but the art of making good decisions, the kind that shape lives, define character, and leave a legacy. Let us embark on this journey together. Section 1. Understanding decision-making, 6 minutes. Before we can make good decisions, we must understand how decisions are made. Imagine a ship navigating the ocean during a storm. The captain must rely not just on maps and instruments, but also on instincts honed from years of experience. A wrong turn could spell disaster, yet hesitation could be equally dangerous. This is the storm inside our minds, the biases, emotions, and instincts that influence every choice we make. Our brains are wired for survival, which means we often make decisions to avoid pain rather than pursue long-term benefit. Over 200 cognitive biases affect our judgment. For instance, confirmation bias makes us seek information that supports what we already believe, while ignoring contrary evidence. Consider Abraham Lincoln, often criticized for indecision. In reality, his careful reflection allowed him to see options that others could not. Patience and awareness of his own mental processes enabled him to make some of the most consequential decisions in history, like issuing the Emancipation Proclamation. As Daniel Kahneman reminds us, nothing in life is as important as you think it is, while you are thinking about it. Awareness of these mental storms is the first step toward navigating them successfully. Section 2. The role of values and vision, 6 minutes. Values are the compass that guides our decisions. Imagine a traveler lost in a desert without a compass. No matter how many maps they have, without a sense of direction, they are wandering. Values give direction. Vision provides the destination. Think of Rosa Parks, sitting on that bus in Montgomery, Alabama. The law demanded she give up her seat. Fear could have guided her hand, but her values, her unwavering belief in dignity and justice, guided her instead. She said, "I would like to be remembered as a person who wanted to be free, so other people would be also free." Her vision of equality made a single decision a catalyst for an entire movement. Or consider Steve Jobs, who repeatedly chose paths that seemed risky. Dropping out of college, starting Apple in a garage, introducing products no one was ready for. His vision guided him. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Before making any major choice, ask yourself, what matters most to me? What do I want my life to stand for? These questions create clarity, where uncertainty often reigns. Section 3, the power of information and critical thinking, 6 minutes. Before acting, we must gather knowledge and evaluate it carefully. Imagine a general preparing for battle. The stakes are enormous, and a single misstep can lead to defeat. He studies maps, scouts terrain, evaluates his troops. Yet knowledge alone is not enough. Understanding, interpretation, and analysis, critical thinking, turn raw data into sound strategy. During the Cuban Missile Crisis, President Kennedy faced the possibility of nuclear war. Immediate reactions could have led to catastrophe. Instead, he gathered intelligence, consulted advisors, and carefully weighed his options, demonstrating the power of deliberate thought. In our own lives, we are bombarded with information every day: news, social media, expert opinions. Critical thinking helps us separate signal from noise, enabling us to make informed, deliberate decisions. As Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. Examine, question, and reflect. Your future depends on it. Section 4. Embracing uncertainty, 5 minutes. Life is unpredictable, and fear of uncertainty often paralyzes us. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff, fog obscuring the bottom. Every instinct tells you to retreat, yet sometimes the only way forward is to step into the unknown. Thomas Edison faced over 1,000 failed attempts before inventing the light bulb. Each failure was a decision, a choice to continue, to adapt, to persevere. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." J.K. Rowling, rejected by dozens of publishers, chose to persist. Her willingness to navigate uncertainty changed literature forever. Good decision-making is not about eliminating risk. It's about moving forward thoughtfully, learning from mistakes, and embracing the unknown with courage. Section 5, emotional intelligence and decision-making, 5 minutes. Logic and analysis are necessary, but emotions shape how decisions feel and land. Imagine a tightrope walker crossing a high wire. Balance requires both skill and awareness of the body's subtle movements. Emotion and intuition guide them alongside reason. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for 27 years, could have emerged bitter. Instead, he chose empathy, patience, and moral courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's inspiring others to move beyond it. His decisions transformed a nation. When making choices, pause to reflect on your emotional state. Are you acting out of fear or anger? Or are your decisions aligned with values, vision, and long-term impact? Emotional intelligence bridges the gap between thought and action. Section 6, practical steps to making good decisions, 6 minutes. Let's bring this into action. Imagine you are an artist standing before a blank canvas. Each brushstroke is a decision, deliberate, intentional, informed. The more thoughtful your approach, the more beautiful and coherent the painting. 1. Pause and reflect. Even a breath or a day's pause can prevent rash choices. 2. Clarify your values. Write them down. Let them be your compass. 3. Gather information. Like Warren Buffett, read and research thoroughly. 4. Consider consequences. Map out outcomes, short-term and long-term. 5. Listen to intuition. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this journey, take a moment to reflect on the landscape of your life. The paths you have walked, the crossroads you have faced, and the choices that have brought you here. Every decision, no matter how small, has shaped your story, and every decision yet to come holds the power to shape your destiny. The art of making good decisions is a lifelong practice. It is not about perfection, because no one ever makes perfect choices. It is about awareness, knowing yourself, your values, and your motivations. It is about courage, the willingness to face uncertainty and risk, even when fear whispers otherwise. It is about wisdom, the ability to gather information, analyze options, and imagine consequences. And it is about empathy, considering not just yourself, but the people your decisions will affect. Think of life as a series of ripples. Each choice you make is a pebble dropped into a pond. The circles expand outward, touching people and circumstances you may never see. Your courage can inspire others. Your integrity can build trust. Your vision can shape communities. Like Malala Yousafzai, Rosa Parks, or even the quiet, consistent choices you make every day, your decisions can ripple far beyond yourself. Remember Tony Robbins' words, "It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped." The decisions you make today, in the next hour, the next day, will define your life story. And here's the truth, you have the power to make them wisely, courageously, and meaningfully. So I leave you with this challenge. When faced with a choice, pause, reflect, align with your values, gather knowledge, embrace uncertainty, lead with both your heart and your mind. Act with courage and accept that even mistakes are part of the learning journey. Because in the end, it is not the circumstances we face that define us. It is the choices we make in response. And when we commit to making good decisions, we do more than navigate life. We craft a life of purpose, meaning, and impact. Go forth, make your choices with courage and wisdom, and watch as the ripples of your decisions transform your life and the world around you. Thank you.